Before I begin, I would love to start off with a quote that was written by Frank Herbert, who is a science fiction author. And he wrote this in relation to the cognitive dissonance theory. He said, "How often is that the angry man rages in denial of what his inner self is telling him?" According to the Insight into Innovation Communication Theory book, cognitive dissonance explains why we know what we should do, we don't always do it, and why we sometimes do things that we know we should not be doing. And this can occur for many reasons, but the Insight into Innovation Communication Theory book stated too. It said dissonance can occur when we get new information that challenges what we already know or believe in. For example, when Black Lives Matter came out, a lot of people believed in the vision and the mission that was behind Black Lives Matter. But when All Lives Matter came out a couple months later, it challenged the ideas, the vision, the mission, the reason for having Black Lives Matter. So that could be an example of how it can challenge what we already know or what we believe in. Dissonance can also occur when we have to choose between alternatives. So, for example, when All Lives Matter came out, a lot of people had to choose in their mind whether they were All Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter. And some people even had to back that up with information on why they were believing in the two. But today I want to focus on cognitive dissonance theory and CMC, computer-mediated communication. So I wanted to focus on dating online and how cognitive dissonance theory presents itself when we date online. So in this day and age, a lot of people are taking the route to date online. They find it more useful, more flexible, and to meet people around the world. But with dating online, even though there are a lot of positive outcomes that can happen, there are even more negative outcomes that can happen with dating online. And even though people know that, they still choose to date online. For example, people who date online know that there is a possibility, that there is a risk that the person that they are talking to isn't who they really are. They could have a fake profile in place to either make themselves look more attractive or to run a scam. But you wouldn't know because, you're dating online, so you trying to believe in the fact that the person that you are talking to aren't really lying, and they're making themselves attractive to you, so you wouldn't even want to think about that or want to put that in your mind. But some people do, and that's where cognitive dissonance theory takes place. When you know that dating online can lead to you being catfished, but you still do it anyway because you want to meet someone, you want to meet your soulmate, or you want to acquire a friend. So you can reduce dissonance of dating online by selectively exposing yourself to information that only supports the idea of dating online. So, for example, the articles that you look at, the television shows that you watch will only support the idea of dating online, so that you can be encouraged and so that you can just reject the idea of catfishing ever happen to you. So you want to see all these happy couples that have dated online and now they're married and they have a family and they were able to move in with each other. Like, you want to see happiness happen so you don't have to think about being catfished. That idea is selectively removed from your mind. Or you can also reject the idea of catfish happening to you. And I said that previously. And when I say reject the idea, it's kind of like you only selectively recall information that supported your idea of catfishing. So you wouldn't go to any negative ideas that can happen with catfishing. So to end, cognitive dissonance theory helps us understand people's reaction to different information that either supports or rejects their idea. So if the new information that they are acquiring supports their idea, of course you will exhibit happiness and you'll be more firm in your idea that you have established with yourself. If the new information rejected your idea, you will be more prone to arguments and more prone to just looking up things that support your idea and trying to selectively only expose yourself to information that supports your idea. It also helps us to decide our attention holders. So we're only going to focus on people who are, for example, supporting dating online or whatever idea that you already have in place. Or like I said earlier, if you're Black Lives Matter, you're only going to selectively expose yourself to information that supports that idea. Same goes for All Lives Matter. It also helps us to decide our selective attention, perception, and recall. That is cognitive dissonance theory.